the okay, just to check, can you hear me, please?
Loud and clear.
Loud and clear. Thank you very much, sir. So today's webinar is going to be on Opportunity Radar, discovering hidden global avenues for income and impact. And without wasting any time, I would want to welcome each and every one of us. So far here, I'm seeing 9 participants thereabout, but we'll start in earnest, and I'm sure we'll have other people join us. Okay, so shortly I would welcome Professor Jose Noguera to take us on the welcome or the opening remark. Professor Noguera, sir.
Yes, yeah. Good morning, everyone. We thank you for
Good
good
morning,
morning.
Prof.
Well,
Good
good
morning.
afternoon in some places. We're kind of morning here
Yeah.
in Louisiana.
Okay.
Yeah, well, welcome, to everyone. And we thank you for joining us today. We thank you for putting us in your agenda, and we have a very rewarding webinar with a lot of information, a lot of learning, which will definitely make an impact. And, we have, for 2 papers that are going to be presented. And I think I want to just mention a little bit about, as we move through the presentations regarding impact, impact-driven ventures. And, when it comes to being able to find niche, find opportunities. And remember, in business and in any type of business initiative, it's always about either we're solving a problem or we are taking an opportunity to improve or to make things better as long as we have the resources for that. So I think that's going to be very important for us to go through and learn today and have this discussion as we go into how we look at those different venues. So I hope that we all have a good session, and there will be, I think they're going to go through the agenda that we have for today. But as I mentioned, 2 papers, and then we have some discussions, some Q&A. So welcome back, welcome again, and to everyone, and we really look forward to having a great webinar today.
Thank you so much, Prof. And I'm sure we're going to have a good time today. Okay, so we're moving swiftly to take us on paper 1 with the title Impact-Driven Ventures, Profiting with Purpose in Emerging Economies. I don't know, is a Dr. or Professor Kevin Mukasa. I would read his profile shortly, and thereafter he would come up. Kevin Mukasa is an accounting and finance professional with over 10 years of progressive experience spanning healthcare, non-profit, corporate, and public accounting environments. He currently serves as a senior accountant at the PSC organization of Rhode Island. He has also held leadership and academic roles, including accounting manager at Pantap Communications Limited and faculty lecturer, Faculty of Engineering at International University of East Africa, reflecting his commitment to knowledge transfer and capacity building. Kevin is a CAP candidate, a fellow of the Certified Institute of Business Entrepreneurs, and a fellow of the Association of Chartered Certified System Accountants, with academic training that includes multiple MBAs focused on accounting, finance, ERP, and business analytics. Distinguished participants, either virtually or if your hands are not busy, let's welcome Kevin Mukasa as it takes us once again on impact-driven ventures, profiting with purpose in emerging economies. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, colleague. Can you hear me?
Yes, very well.
Okay. Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Um, all esteemed viewers today, thank you for joining and taking some of your precious time to hear us on this webinar. Uh, Apologies on my voice, I'm nursing a cold. Yes, so special shouts out to Professor Paul for giving me this opportunity and making this possible, as well as the entire Certified Institute of Business Entrepreneurs team. Um, the topic today has been stated, and I will be presenting a paper on impact-driven ventures profiting with purpose in emerging economies. Allow me to share my screen. So this is our topic today, identifying hidden global pathways for income generation and societal impact. And I will go straight with presenting. So opportunity order for impact and income. Hidden high growth sectors increasingly outperform traditional industries in resilience, scalability, and returns, which signals new wealth pathways beyond saturated legacy markets. Then profit and purpose are converging as impact capital exceeds 1.1 US dollars trillion globally, reshaping mainstream investment logic. Opportunity scarcity is less binding than visibility gaps in data, networks, and finance. And emerging economies concentrate unmet demand, digital adoption, and demographic momentum that enable scalable impact ventures. So the fastest paths to new wealth are no longer in saturated traditional industries, but in under-recognized high-growth sectors. So global evidence shows that capital is beginning to move toward businesses that solve real societal problems at scale, with impact investing surpassing 1.1 trillion US dollars. Profit and purpose are no longer opposites, but reinforcing forces. So the real constraint today is not lack of opportunities, but lack of visibility, data, and financing for them. Emerging economies are essentially important because they combine large unmet needs, rapid digital adoption, and young growing populations. So these conditions create fertile ground for scalable ventures that can simultaneously generate income and measurable social impact. I'll turn to the next slide. We see we have indicators for annual growth. The global GDP being around approximately 3%, and untapped niches contributing to 14 to 22% annually, or growing at that rate annually. So here, global GDP grows slowly, annually at around 3%, but the niche-enabled technology sectors are expanding at up to 7 times that rate. So this gap signals where the future wealth will likely be created. With recent shocks globally, like the pandemic of COVID-19, the Ukraine-Russia war, and climate events, accelerated digital and decentralized solutions, making flexible, inclusive business models more valuable. So instead of competing in nature, capital-heavy industries and entrepreneurs and investors increasingly find better returns in specialized markets, solving concrete problems. Climate change, health access, and financial exclusion are not temporary disruptions. They are long-term structural challenges. So because these needs persist, businesses that address them enjoy stable and growing demand, making them more attractive and resilient investment targets. This slide shows defining impact-driven ventures in emerging economies. So it establishes that impact investing is not charity, but market-based investment targeting essential unmet needs. So the scale of capital, which is now above 1.1 trillion US dollars.
Make I send them, let them come back. Even on their way to your place, but then
Can some of our viewers
let me call them back.
mute their background?
Thank you, man.
Yeah. I'll go ahead. So we've seen the scale of capital, which is now above 1.1 trillion. This confirms investor confidence and institutionalization of this approach. So by focusing on structurally persistent problems such as energy access or financial exclusion, these ventures tap into reliable long-term demand rather than speculative trends. So this research indicates that when these models are professionally managed and scaled, they deliver competitive financial performance while generating measurable development outcomes, redefining how wealth is created in emerging economies. This is the sectoral allocation of global impact capital, and we see that the share of impact capital in climate and clean energy, approximately 38%, in financial inclusion, approximately 23%, in health and education, approximately 21%, and in agriculture and food systems, we have around 14%. So impact capital is heavily concentrated in sectors where social need and scalable revenue strongly overlap. So energy transition dominates because decentralized renewables simultaneously address climate risk and unmet electricity demand. Fintech models monetize everyday transactions at massive scale, and health, education, and agriculture will directly enhance productivity and income stability, which reinforces customers' ability to pay. So this allocation pattern mirrors global risk priorities, indicating that investors increasingly treat development challenges as durable markets rather than charitable causes. I'll go to the next slide. We have untapped high growth niches here.
Find it out.
With digital creative industries that grow at 14 to 16% annually
Okay,
across emerging urban economies despite minimal form of financing. And we also have AI-enabled service platforms expanding to between 17 to 19% because they're using scalable or marginal cost digital models. We have green technology, foreign direct investment, which is driving 15 to 17% growth through climate-linked industry upgrading. And we also see formalizing micro, small, and medium enterprises raises productivity between 11 to 13%, which unlocks hidden enterprise value. So several underfinanced sectors consistently outgrow the overall economy. So digital creative industries expand rapidly in cities, but struggle to access formal finance. AI-enabled service platforms scale quickly because software can serve millions of users at very low additional cost. And then green technology investment brings modern, efficient production methods to emerging economies. Meanwhile, simply formalizing small informal farms produces double-digit productivity gains. Together, these patterns reveal a common insight. High growth often exists where visibility and financing are lowest. So for early informed investors, this misalignment creates the exceptional entry opportunities. Real-world impact-driven ventures in emerging economies. We have pay-as-you-go solar farms using mobile payments and smart meters to deliver off-grid electricity, generating recurring subscription revenues, while also replacing kerosene and diesel with affordable clean energy. We also have digital finance platforms converting cash transactions into traceable data, enabling scalable fee income, microcredit, and savings services that significantly expand formal financial access for low-income households and micro enterprises. We also have smallholder agriculture platforms, digitally aggregating farmers to provide inputs, credit, storage, and guaranteed buyers, which reduces post-harvest losses and increasing rural incomes through transaction and service-based revenues. And lastly, blended finance and high user volumes create predictable, diverse cash flows for investors, while simultaneously advancing energy access, financial inclusion, and food security across fast-growing emerging markets. So all these examples show a common pattern: digitalization plus high frequency, small payments, solar subscriptions, mobile money transactions, and farm platform fees all produce steady annuity-like revenues. So investors gain scalable data-driven returns, while communities gain electricity, finance, and reliable markets, which makes profit and purpose reinforce each other. We have the digital creative economy, which is undervalued potential. And this is a case of my motherland, Uganda, where I come from. Over 300,000 Ugandan youth earn income from digital creative work, which contributes between 5 to 7% of urban youth income. Creative small and medium enterprises record 12 to 15% annual revenue growth across African cities. And we have sector, but this sector receives under 1% of venture capital, despite its strong employment and revenue expansion. So intangible digital assets remain undervalued by collateral-focused financial systems. So this Ugandan example here illustrates hidden wealth in plain sight. Hundreds of thousands of young people already earn income from digital creative work, and firms are growing revenues at double-digit rates. Yet the sector attracts almost no venture capital because its main assets are intangible skills and digital content rather than physical collateral. So traditional lenders therefore undervalue it, and this is a mismatch between strong performance and weak financing. What exactly is the opportunity radar seeking to detect? So with appropriate investment and platforms, such creative activities could scale into major export and employment engines. We have another real-world model, which is off-grid solar, pay as you go, using mobile payments to deliver electricity without grid expansion. So off-grid solar demonstrates how impact and profit reinforce each other. Instead of waiting for expensive national grid expansion, firms deploy small solar systems financed through daily mobile payments. Frequent micropayments dramatically reduce default risk and create steady subscription-like revenue for investors. Households switch from costly and polluting fuels to clean electricity, which improves also health and enabling new micro businesses such as phone charging or even evening shops, retail. So a development bottleneck is lack of power. It becomes a recurring revenue market. And this is a clear case where solving a societal problem directly produces a scalable, investable business. This is another real-world model about digital financial inclusion. We have seen mobile money sharply increasing form account ownership among low-income populations, and also platforms monetize high transaction volumes while extending microcredit and payments to informal workers. So when payments move from cash to mobile platforms, every transaction becomes visible and usable. Providers earn tiny fees on very high transaction volumes, creating strong diversified revenues. At the same time, digital histories allow affordable credit and saver savings for previously excluded users. Households become more resilient to shocks because they can now borrow, save, and receive transfers quickly. Network effects mean that as more users join, the platform becomes more valuable and profitable. Thus, broad financial inclusion and commercial scale emerge from the same digital infrastructure. Smallholder agriculture platforms. So we have a flow diagram here whereby farmers if they have digital platforms, it brings about input, credit, and buyers, and leading to higher yields, which raises platform fees and also investor returns. So millions of small farmers individually lack scale and bargaining power. Digital platforms aggregate them, enabling bulk input purchases, shared storage, and guaranteed buyers. This reduces post-harvest losses and stabilizes prices, raising farmer incomes. Platforms earn from transactions, logistics, and service fees, creating predictable cash flows. Blended finance helps absorb early risks so private investors can also enter. So here again, organizing fragmented everyday activity through technology converts subsistence production into a scalable investable value chain while improving food security. We're looking at financial performance and risk profile. Most impact investors report meeting or exceeding targeted financial returns, which challenges assumptions that purpose-driven investments require sacrificing profitability. So here, impact does not inherently mean lower returns. Because these ventures sell essential, frequently used services, revenues will be steady and diversified. Combined with risk-sharing mechanisms from development partners, this creates attractive risk-return profiles that increasingly draw institutional investors into emerging markets. And we'll see the geography of opportunity here, which is the Sub-Saharan Africa, showing the highest opportunity density scores globally due to the unmet demand. And that is a 0.73 opportunity score. We have South Asia, which combines large populations and with large rapid adoption and urbanization, contributing to 6.68 of the opportunity score. We have the OECD markets, which are showing lower marginal returns because of saturation and capital burners, the developed economies. And these ones are contributing a 0.50. So there's perceived risk rather than weak fundamentals. Constraints, capital flows to these regions, which are the top two, the Sub-Saharan Africa and South Asia. Informality as hidden wealth. We see the increase and we see the indicators of productivity and credit access. So informal sectors contribute 15 to 35% of GDP across many emerging economies. Whereas formalization raises labor productivity by roughly 20 to 25% in micro and small firms. When there is access to finance, this will lead to an expansion of about 30 to 35%, 30 to 40% once firms formalize and digitize transactions. Everyday local economic activity holds significant untapped investable value. So, technology, we're looking at technology as the opportunity multiplier here. And we have technology, we've heard of AI and blockchain, and we are seeing the key effect of AI increasing targeting by 32%, and blockchain lowering transaction costs by more than 25%. So technology reduces the information and trust barriers that once blocked investment in fragmented markets. AI helps identify viable customer niches and reduces targeting errors. We have also seen blockchain lowering transaction costs and building trust where institutions are weak. So open data also allowing new entrants to compete with incumbents. Digital payments connecting informal actors to formal finance. So together, these tools make previously invisible markets measurable, reducing risk and enabling rapid scale. We see the integration of opportunity radar framework. So the signal of sector growth, more than 10% as a threshold with a funding share of less than 5%. And that's where the demand is very high. So the opportunity radar is a practical screening tool. It looks for sectors growing above 10% annually, but receiving less than 5% of funding, indicating under price potential. It then prioritizes regions with strong digital adoption and large unmet needs. So technology is used to validate real demand and track performance. Finally, investments are aligned with structural risks such as climate or exclusion, ensuring long-term relevance. This approach systematically turns overlooked problems into investable opportunities. And this is my last slide. So the core message is profiting with purpose in emerging economies. The central conclusion is that the fastest growing opportunities are both impactful and underfinanced. Impact investing at $1 trillion scale proves that doing good and earning strong returns are compatible. So emerging economies offer the highest marginal gains because essential needs remain unmet at massive scale. Technology allowing these needs to be served efficiently and profitably. So by converting societal problems into scalable digital solutions, entrepreneurs and investors create recurring revenues and measurable social progress simultaneously. And we see the final concept flow here, where there's a societal need and scalable digital solutions, there can be mass adoption, which can bring about recurring revenues and a measurable social impact. And this is the end of my presentation. I will allow time for questions, comments, and a discussion. And can stop sharing my screen.
All right. Thank you very much, Kevin. Can we give him a virtual round of applause? We can drop some emojis. Yeah. Okay, so the floor is open. Any question, comments? Okay. Thank you most for the round of applause. Any question, any comment? All right. Before we let you go, I just want you to you cited the Uganda experience. I just want you to elaborate on that a little bit more. You mentioned that about 300,000 youths. Is that what you said? Yes,
Yes.
making use of the digital platforms and the so how well is that going? And is it the government that is ensuring that has happened, or are there private businesses involved in making the capital available? That's one question. Then one of the challenges you mentioned is also lack of visibility and data. So how has that been converted to ensure that the digitalization of the process and all is done effectively and seamlessly? So that's about two questions anymore.
Okay, thank you so much for those questions. Yeah, I'll respond to the first question first. And your inquiry was whether it's the government being able to assist. Am I getting your question right? Or it is the youth that are actually doing it by themselves to enable increase in youth income?
Yes, is the government assisting, or is there like a public-private partnership program involved?
Yes, so there are so many presidential initiatives in Uganda that are meant for the youth, which provide seed capital for youth to be able to open up small enterprises and be able to also report on their impact as well as their financials. Some of the seed capital is not returnable. In other words, it is invested and it is not like a loan, so there is no interest, which enables the youth to be able to explore and take risk So this has only been happening for the past couple of years, rather than before when youth had to now go into banks to access capital that had interest on and also collateral on. So the fact that the presidential initiatives all parish models are helping to finance youth with no risk or collateral attached is helping now youth be able to increase their incomes. So that's the first question. I hope I answered you correctly.
Very well, thank you.
Yes, and the second question was about digitalization.
Yes.
Being open data being accessible by youth and development partners due to the internet being now available and the impact of artificial intelligence, uh, picking up patterns as well as information from uh, queries asked over the internet, which is now bringing about segmentation of business or products to this very audience. We've seen it in Netflix, whereby it is using its platform to be able to bring about more than 80% of of uh, of what they of the streaming services are based on what the users actually query. So it using AI to actually create patterns and then segment populations is something that digitalization is doing. Yes, that is just one example.
It's all right. Thank you very much, Kevin. So another round of applause. And I know we've been able to pick one or two things, particularly adoption of technology and AI in wealth creation. So thank you very much, Kevin. And we hope to have you the next webinar. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. So we're moving rapidly. We'll be going to paper 2. And to take us paper 2 is our very own Professor Paul Adejola. He's our training director. And the topic of his paper is untapped global niches where the next millionaires are made. Untapped global niches where the next millionaires are made. I don't know if Prof is ready. Yes.
Thank you, our African regional rep. Can you hear me?
You're welcome, sir.
Confirm.
Yes, sir.
Our board members online, Professor Negera, then Dr. Lambe Isaac is also online, and every other members, attendees across the globe, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, as the case may be, as you find yourself. As you can see on my screen, untapped global niches where the next millionaires are made. And by way of background, I'll put it this way, that we don't know the capacity. Men generally don't know their capacity until they give it a trial. Over and over, we have had it that some people who have been packaged by their creator to even be employers of labor, but because of fear, are just satisfied with the status quo. And in our previous presentation, I've advised our listeners, our members, that confront your fears. You will realize that what you are afraid of is also afraid of you. Life itself is all about risk, and it is risky not to take a risk, according to Benson, the author of Blessed Memory. Now, one thing is this, somebody may say, okay, I'm satisfied with my salary, but we keep telling people that the blessings of God are not only meant for you. Your refusal to tap the untapped potentials inside of you is preventing others from fulfilling their destiny, go whether we like it or not. Some people's destinies are tied to you fulfill your own purpose. is tied to you maximizing your potentials. A couple of years ago, some of us who have attended our previous programs and some of our programs, you had me emphasizing this. God, through the Spirit of God, the Spirit of God, talking to me, package inside of you what it takes for men and women to discover their destinies and maximize their potentials. It is one of your redemption packages, and there's nothing you can do about it. The meaning is gift and calling are without repentance. Are you aware that even last night, some people cannot sleep? They are just confused. How do I go about this problem? How do I get this little capital to start this business? Some of them already have the idea, and you don't know, you cannot tell whether you are the person who will just say the right word. The scripture also say how possible a right word. Maybe just right word or a seminar or webinar like this is all they need for them to take the next step. I welcome you once again to this Millionaires Club, because at the end of this presentation, once our eyes are open, the next thing we expect is for you to take practical steps and begin to give it a trial. Faith is not only believing God. Faith is taking practical steps concerning what we say we believe. Bishop David Oyedepo, who put it this way. He said, any faith that leaves God to be 100% responsible is an irresponsible faith. So it's good we make the information available. The onus is on us to take that practical step for us to actualize our purpose and fulfill destiny, so that heaven will look at us and be happy that my son, my daughter are really fulfilling purpose. Definition: what untapped niches really mean: markets or sectors with high growth potential but low competition, opportunities that are emerging globally. And the core idea is this: success is not only in saturation, it's in early trends, early birds. Some of us who have presented papers before for seminar or conferences, they will say early bird, you pay less. Those who are joining late, they will pay more. So the earlier you see these opportunities and you take practical steps, the better. Why focus on untapped niches? Now, the last presenter provided some detailed statistics about these niches. The global trend has revealed that 72% of new wealth is created in emerging sectors versus legacy industries. Traditional markets are crowded, while new niches reward innovation. I would say innovation is the specific tool of an entrepreneur. So if you say you are enterprising, you say an entrepreneur, it will show in your innovative and creative skills. And what are the benefits of this? Less competition. That is for those who go in early. You have less competition. And before others wake up to see the opportunity, you have gone far. They will be watching your brake light. Innovation premium, the high scalability. And here, when we say innovation premium, let me start with the innovation premium. Customers pay more for novel solutions. That is, people have enough challenges. Organizations, individuals, families have enough challenges, and all they are looking for is somebody that will be creative and innovative. Somebody is ready to pay the price, to obtain the price. Money is not the problem. You just provide solution to the problem. They are ready to pay. The higher scalability, we say easier expansion here across regions and borders. That is another benefit, number 2 here. Then we have that's higher scalability and statistics source. You can see from the screen there, Global Entrepreneurship Monitor, World Bank. Global wealth growth is snapshots. Here we are going to see from the screen billionaires by sector as at 2025. From the technology sector, tech we have 31%, healthcare and biotech 19%, renewable energy 11%, fintech and digital payments 9%. Then others, these others include AI, deep tech, agri-tech 30%. And see that statement there, emerging sectors account for nearly half of all new global wealth. But when we are talking of billionaires today, can you see technology, anything tech, has the highest percentage? And tech here includes software, platforms, cloud computing, artificial intelligence, then the healthcare and biotech, of course, fueled by longevity tech, remote care, and bioengineering, to mention but a few. Criteria for an untapped niche. Checklist for evaluation. How do I evaluate? That opportunities abound. Listen to this statement. Say opportunities abound. But mankind is so blind that they don't see these opportunities. We cry for scarcity in the midst of plenty. Some of us, or majority of human beings, they are just satisfied with the status quo. But we advise people there is a place that is called there. Before you get there, of course, you need information. Checklist for evaluation, large market demand. The question you ask here is there a growing number of people or businesses that need this solution? And we can see the nature of human being is this. Human being want self-satisfaction. They want what they want, where they want it, how they want it, and when they want it, convenience. So people are looking for solution. We give an example that in those days you see in the King theory when you look at quantitative analysis or quantitative techniques, that people go to bank, they will queue for hours. Whereas some banks see pride in people spend like 30 minutes on queue before they are attended to. Some other bank has gone ahead. That today you don't need to even appear in the bank in person. Like this morning, before I came into the office to come and start this session, I just drive through to cash a check. And through the window, I know it's everywhere in developed countries. And I believe some of us joining from African countries, these are areas we are talking of opportunities now. These are areas maybe we partner with our banks in African countries. Why not we also introduce this mode of banking that people don't need to have to go inside the bank to queue? Innovation advantage. The question we ask is, does the niche allow for unique solutions or disrupt traditional ways of doing things? Put in another way, your innovation should be able to cause disruption. It should break the protocol, the status quo. Unlike where we have all the experience we have had in the time past. Some people will tell you the history of your life when you meet the elderly ones working, and you say you are Gen Z, you want to introduce new way to do new things. They will tell you, even ever since you were born, this is how we have been doing it. And ladies and gentlemen, until and except the process change, the product and service remain the same. So the innovation advantage here should be able to disrupt at least somebody who will part with his hard-earned money, should be able to have the conviction that I will be better off if I part with my money. The next one is low competition index. The question we should ask here, are there relatively few players, especially big names? Then scalability, the question is, can the business or idea expand across regions or user types easily? That the kind of business or the kind of opportunity we are looking at, is this something that is just within your locality, or is this just confined to African continent or to Europe or to Asia or to Antarctica, or is global? Next one, high revenue potential. Will it generate revenue that will be sufficient to cover whatever cost? Does it solve a high pain problem or offer big savings gains for users? In accounting also, we talk of cost-benefit analysis. When we look at the revenue to be generated from this opportunity, compare with the cost, that's the price to be paid. Is the revenue over and above the cost? Then we have the last one, tech or digital enablement. The question we ask here is, can you leverage technology such as AI platforms to boost efficiency and outreach? what we are just asking here is, before you can say a particular untapped avenue will bring profit or is an opportunity that will add value, will it leverage technology to boost efficiency and outreach? If you use technology and you are spending more, then it is not worth it. Untapped niche, I have only 20 minutes to do this presentation, so I will just add more speed now. Untapped niche number 1, AI plus human skills integration. Here, AI industry projected to grow to over $1.5 trillion by 2030. Practical avenue, when we talk of untapped niche, focusing on AI. One, we have AI-driven tutoring and coaching. AI is everywhere now. Prompt engineering services, AI ethics plus governance consulting. And for some of us who are aware, some have registered, from Saturday next week, we'll be having another certification course in artificial intelligence for professionals and top executives. Hands-on. We have passed the era of people doing the talk or talking the talk. Now, as our mouth is talking, your hands is working. That's what we're going to see. Takeaway, we say combine soft skills, empathy, creativity with AI tools. What we are just saying here is that it is not sufficient that you have mastery of the use of AI. Emotional intelligence, very, very important. Because I told somebody recently, it's good we share this experience. Actually, a couple of days ago, I was sharing with one of our members. I said, see, attitude determines altitude. No matter how intelligent a man is, no matter how sound we feel we are, no matter how skillful we are, when you lack empathy, you lack good character, you are somebody known to be proud and arrogant. Honestly, some people or some organization would rather say, go with all your talent. In the principle of DCO, D, I mean the desire to succeed. C means the capacity to perform. You have number 1, you have number 2, and you don't have number 3, which is opportunity for you to express that your desire and capacity to perform. It is 0. Of what use will it be to a professional? He has all the skills, he has all the knowledge, he has all the intelligence, the arrogancy and pride, asserting or no empathy. That person will not be given that opportunity. That is what we mean here. Combine soft skills, empathy, creativity with AI tools. Untapped niche number 2, digital health and telemedicines. From statistics, telehealth market to reach $475 billion by 2026. Key opportunities there: remote aged care systems, virtual therapy platforms, health data analytics, and practical entry is a partner with clinics to build telehealth community programs. I know for an accountant, we say accountant is a multifaceted professional that can fit into any sector of the economy. This is CIBE, and CIBE is open to both accountants and non-accountants. And I've seen the time pass, even here in the United States. Some people study BSc accounting first degree. Some even have masters in accounting and finance. But they have diverted now into health. Health is wealth. So this untapped niche is relevant for every one of us. Number 3, educational micro-credentials. Here, why it matters: students plus professionals need skill proof beyond degrees. Gone are the days that you accumulate all the certificates. It's very fantastic. You have the certificate, but what we are saying is back this certificate with ability to perform. As in cases, people with all manner of qualification, when now come to the job, they cannot do anything. And I love the way education is being conducted here in the US. I don't know of other countries, but here, right from junior secondary school, which we call middle school here, the students are exposed to the use of technology. They prepare them for the industry. Now, it's not only women. I keep saying this one, though it sounds funny. Now, it's not only women that are looking for ready-made men. Even men now are also looking for ready-made women. The same thing with employers. They are looking for ready-made employees. And put yourself in the shoe of an employer you want to engage. Okay, there's a vacancy for only one person. And let's say you screen and screen, you have only 2 people left. They have all qualification, all the requirement to fill that vacancy. And one of them said, I have been doing, as a matter of fact, this job description you have advertised is what I'm handling, where I'm living. And the other one said, no, I know all the practicals, but this is my first time. Who are you going to choose? Opportunities, a career, stakeable badges, employer certification partnership, skill-specific nano courses, and we'll give example here, AI literacy for business leaders, micro credential, untapped niche number 4, creator economy and digital collectives. And from statistics, 50 million people now earn income from digital content. That's over 50 million now. And the niche opportunities, see them here, podcast networks, skill marketplaces for niche experts, micro subscription communities. And the monetization part, tiered subscriptions, branded digital assets, referral and cross promo network. And I will give you advice here. Maybe one of your own talents, because God has not created anybody empty. As he was forming us in our mama's belly, he said he has wired inside of us what we need to dominate our situation. Remember Genesis 1:26, let us make man in our image and after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, over the cattle on the land, and over every creeping creature. God cannot lie. If God says we should dominate, that means he has packaged inside of us what we need to dominate our situation, to dominate the challenges. Some of us here listening to me, it's possible, maybe you are the one who can crack jokes that people will laugh to the point that tears can be running out from their eyes. Transform this your gift of cracking joke, transform it to what you can offer digitally so people can joke virtually and it's just joke. Before you know it, they start paying you online monetization. This thing is real. There's one guy going about touring African country. I don't really follow that guy. The only reason I pick interest because he's a fan of Cristiano Ronaldo as well. But I just read early hours of this morning that this guy made about $2.5 million daily from YouTube. Let us wake up. This blame game, blaming government, blaming our husband, blaming our wife, blaming our children for everything should stop. Let us tap the untapped opportunities available. That is what we are saying here. Untapped niche number 5, sustainable and agri-tech innovation. Why now? Climate and food security demands new technology. Market forecast, agri-tech to hit $22 billion by 2026. Examples, we have vertical farming systems, soil, nutrient, AI sensors, localized food logistic hubs. And here we say action tip, pitch to global impact investors focusing on sustainability. Case studies, real world success, Nigerian startup in digital finance, seed funding, Series A in 18 months, 300% user growth. And here we just give a practical example where we have secure seed funding of $500,000 from local angel investors. And when we say the Series A funding of 4.5 million within 18 months, user growth grew user base by 300% year on year. We have another case for Tanzania. Tanzania Agri founder used digital marketplace for AI crop predictor, 70% more holder income increase. That is the benefit of that. Avoiding common traps. How do we avoid common traps? 1, chasing trends that peak too soon. Here we are saying not all emerging markets are sustainable. Fear of missing out leads to premature investment. So don't rush. When they say we should take risk, they will also advise us take calculated risk. Number two, ignoring customer feedback. Those of us who want to remain in business and who want to enjoy the benefit for long, take feedback serious. Not only just collect feedback, also work on it. Scaling before validating product. They always test before launch, so you will not disappoint those who are expecting much from you. Your millionaire mindset, as I close, embrace discomfort. Nothing good comes easy. I tell my children over and over, work with this consciousness, one principle of life, that life is not a fun fair. Life is a warfare. Before you say you are a champion, what challenges have you overcome? So embrace discomfort. Sometimes it is not comfortable, but you need to allow that discomfort in order for comfort to come. Learn continuously. Learning is a continuous process. So when we stop learning, we start growing old. Iterate quickly, that's adapt, then fail forward. That's millionaire mindset. What do we mean by fail forward here? Every failure is data for future success. We are admonished to build resilience and treat setback as stepping stones. Don't allow the mockery of men. They are specialists in making mockery, especially when you say something is going to work and it did not work. The greatest glory in life is not in never falling, but to rise after a fall. If you made an attempt, you fall, you come back again, make another attempt, and before you know it, the breakthrough will come. The richest person is not the one who never fails, but who learns fastest. Action checklist. Number one, what problem do you want to solve? This one is more like practical now. You should begin to have a mental picture of that desired future problem you want to solve. Because as you solve problem, you meet other people's need. This is what will bring money into your account or money into your pocket or food on your table. So begin to have that mental. What problem do you want to solve? Number next, who currently pays for solutions? You look at customers around. What essential skill will you develop? That is the skill that will match the problem you want to solve. Then what data supports your niche? Then what's your 30-day plan? Hopefully in our subsequent webinar, we are going to expand more on some of these things we are seeing. Meanwhile, some of you who are members, if you have questions, we are going to share this slide on our platforms. And for those of us who are not members, I think we're going to create another platform. African Rep, please take notes. We're going to create another platform where we had all attendees today so they can have access to the presentation. Resources and next steps,
All right.
global research portals, World Bank data, Statista, then GEM is Global Entrepreneurship Monitor. Then the tools we need, Google Trends, LinkedIn Insight, ChatGPT. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your attention. Opportunity doesn't wait. It's made by the curious, the bold, the prepared. And I will leave us with this word by Francis, a great mind. Say, education killed the disease of ignorance, superstition, and fear. I will study first, bag the certificate, acquire the skills, then the enviable job will come later. Thank you. Time for questions and answers or comments.
Thank you very much, Prof. It's always a delight listening to you. So another round of applause for Prof. Either virtually or you can unmute for just a few seconds and give him a warm round of applause. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, so the floor is open for questions or comments. Do we have any question or any comment? Any question, any comment? All right, so it means we've all taken in
Hello,
all
I
that
have
Prof.
something to talk about,
Okay.
please.
All right, please go ahead, sir.
My name is Olushade Famuhure, and
All right, ma'am.
actually I joined in the second paper, and I think this the paper by Prof is very rich. I really appreciate it, and I'm not opportunity to start from the beginning, but I just want to plead for: is it possible for you to come up on our normal platform, or is it possible for us to get it in detail again, to go through it and to be well enriched with the teachings, with the lectures?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Are you
Okay.
reacting to that?
Okay, you can go ahead, sir.
So if she is a member of CIBE, we're gonna share the papers on our various platforms.
Yes, I'm
And
a
I will
member, sir.
advise for those of us who are not members of CIBE, if you can quickly help us share your WhatsApp number. Yeah, you can share it. Just type your name, WhatsApp number, or if WhatsApp number, that will be sufficient. So you can add you to the list. We're gonna create another platform specifically for webinar, because the webinar is for everybody. You don't have to be a member of CIBE to participate or join in this bi-monthly webinar. The African rep will give us the date of the next edition of the webinar. All right, go ahead, ma'am.
All right, sir. Thank you very much, sir. And I would also be dropping the WhatsApp number of the institute in the chat box. So those that want their numbers added, particularly non-members, can also reach out to us. Okay, so as a form of recap, one thing that one common thing in the two papers that have been presented today is leveraging AI, artificial intelligence, and technology generally in getting things done. And Prof also mentioned that it is a risk not to also take a risk. There's been a lot of agitations and concerns about people saying, with the adoption of AI, will people not get to lose their jobs or become irrelevant? So, before you react to that, sir, I would also want to just say that CIB is an institute that is given to helping transform ideas into practical realities. Like we've had this webinar now, we'll also be having another one in March. It's bi-monthly, that's once in 2 months. So for those who are yet to be members, this is also an opportunity that we can key into. This webinar is free. It's absolutely free, but in the course of the year, we'll have other courses, other conferences, other workshops. So when we open the platform, we'll share more information. So, Prof, sir, my question is this. I don't know, there might be other people too that probably have that fear or that concern. With all this, let me say noise and the agitation for people to adopt AI, is there a way to allay people's fears of probably losing their jobs or losing their relevance when, technology or AI gets to take over virtually everything that we are doing? Thank you, sir.
If I tell you I was online when you started that question, so if you can just summarize the question again.
Yes, sir.
Sorry about that.
The question is that I know a couple of people that have voiced their fears of probably losing their jobs or becoming irrelevant with the rate at which AI is being adopted or the use of technology in virtually all the sectors or everything that we are doing now. So some people are afraid that, okay, they might get to lose their jobs or even become irrelevant, in what they are doing. So I would just want you to, by one or two statements, just allay their fears and give more benefits of, what they can achieve by the use of AI. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for that insightful question, our African rep. Number one is appearing like a slogan now that has been accredited to me. I will tell people AI is not taking people's jobs. The people taking away jobs are those who have mastered the use of artificial intelligence. Number two, the advice also is this. You should be the one that should cause the disruption so you will not be disrupted. And how do you cause disruption? If you don't go for the skills. So skills acquisition, that is, first identify, you may not know all their AI tools and their application, but get the one relevant to your job. Master it very well. I will share this with you very brief. During the first edition of this, our certification course in artificial intelligence for professionals and top executives, one of the attendees confided in me. She was just giving me update what happened in her office. That suddenly they will bring out some complex problem. Our superior, that's our boss, we just bring some other professionals in the office cannot handle it. And quietly, she will tell the boss, is that what you want to solve? Say yes, give me the paper, whether hard copy or soft copy. Just within a twinkle of an eye, he has mastered the use of different artificial intelligence tools and should know the right one that will solve the problem. And by the time she solves, she will go and give it to the boss. The boss will now be wondering, how come you are? She said, me, I will not tell my boss the secret. Your own is there is problem and I'll solve it. Now, the way the boss now treats so special, that is what happened. Knowledge makes the face of a man to shine. Another word for knowledge here is when you lay hold on the right and timely information and you work with this information, you are bound to experience transformation. So what am I saying in essence? In order for you to remain relevant and not to be pushed aside and not to be disrupted, I will advise you join our upcoming certification course in artificial intelligence for top executives and professionals. Minimum, you're going to learn 10 AI tools, just 2 hours, Saturday for 4 Saturdays. You are there. Thank you, African Rep, for have answered your question.
Yes, sir, you have. Thank you very much, sir. I think Dr. Lambert is here. I wanted to give a comment earlier.
Yeah,
Dr.
that's
Lambert,
our.
sir.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so very much, African Rep for CIB, and thank you so much, Prof. Thank you, all our distinguished participants in this evening's webinar. It's really been an enlightening and enriching time. My name is Lambert Isaac, also the African Rep for the sister organization to CIBE, known as ACCSA Global. I also know of a fact from the few names I've seen that a few of the members of ACCSA Global also joined this webinar. That's a right way to go. So it's been an enriching time, and thank you so very much. I know there are so many other webinars for CIB ahead. We're available. We're prepared to still be a part of it. And I'm very sure our participants have learned a lot this evening. So thank you very much, participants. And it's a pleasure once again to be a part of this webinar. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Associate Professor Lambe Isaac. He is Associate
Thank you,
Professor of
sir.
Accounting and Finance
Yes.
and the head of department, is it procurement, Bingham University,
Yes,
Nigeria.
procurement man.
By the procurement, right? Procurement management.
Yes,
By the grace of God, is the, of course, African rep for ACCSA Global, and he will be representing ACCSA Global in Cairo, Egypt next week. We have a conference there. Let me leave it here first. Thank you very much for lending your voice to the discussion today. And
thank you, sir.
I'm sure you're also working on the webinar for ACCSA Global.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Professor Nogera, our board member, can take the closing remarks if there is no any other question.
Okay, sir. Before Professor Nogera will come up, I just want to announce that the next free webinar will be coming up on Saturday, March 28, 2026, time 11 a.m. US and 6 p.m. West African time. More details and the flyers will be posted on the WhatsApp platform that will be created. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, well, that has been pretty insightful and very, instructional. I think we all should be able to now move to the next step, which is, I think, action. I think, we thank to the presenters and they gave us, a lot of information, but very good action items that each one of us individually can look into. And as, Dr. Paul was saying, we had that seminar, that training coming up. And I think that will be probably, one of the major steps that can make a difference in your professional development and in future opportunities that you will be looking at. So we got a good perspective on the global and the opportunities and emerging technologies, emerging markets. And then we also got good, good information about the specific cases and what are some of those venues that we could look into that. Now the next step, that's a very broad training for us or view. Now the next step, okay, how we can get ourselves with tools and methodologies and how we can set up strategies that can help us move forward and take these opportunities before they go. So the train doesn't wait for us. We have to catch it and go with the train. So that's kind of what we need, the way we need to see it. So thank you for everybody for the participation. Thank you to the presenters, and we look forward for the next webinar, and we look forward for seeing you all in the training next week.
Thank you, Prof. And to all our attendees, our African rep, our PhDs, professors, we have them online. We say thank you for making our time to be part of this. Our advice is please disseminate this information and inform others to join the next edition of this webinar. It's free. The basic difference between success and failure, peace and crisis, poverty and prosperity is information. Thank you once again. Enjoy your evening. And for those of us from the part of the country we are joining from, if it's morning, have a wonderful day. See you next.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.